After performing an open-heart surgery, Stephen Murphy, a cardiothoracic surgeon in Cincinnati, meets 16-year-old Martin Lang, whose father died a few years earlier, in a diner. Stephen goes home to his wife Anna and their children Kim and Bob. Stephen invites Martin to meet his family, and Martin gets along with everyone, especially Kim. That night, Martin invites Stephen to his house for dinner the next day. At Martin's house, after dinner, Martin goes to bed, leaving Stephen alone with his mother. Martin's mother begins flirting with Stephen, and he leaves. Martin visits Stephen's office, complaining of chest pain, but tests show nothing wrong. Martin invites Stephen over again, saying his mother finds Stephen attractive, but Stephen refuses. Afterward, Martin's demands for Stephen's attention grow increasingly frequent and desperate, and Stephen stops responding. He is troubled to learn that Martin gave Kim a ride home. One morning, Stephen's son Bob is unable to move his legs, so Stephen and Anna rush him to the hospital. Martin tells Stephen that, to balance things for his father, who died while Stephen was operating on him, Stephen must kill a member of his own family. Otherwise, within a few days, Stephen's family will all die. Stephen has Martin escorted from the hospital. Later, Bob refuses to eat and Stephen forces food into his son's mouth. Bob's condition worsens, but no cause can be found. Kim, who has fallen in love with Martin, collapses while singing in the choir and is also hospitalized. She chokes on a piece of apple and is unable to eat too. Thus Kim and Bob are given feeding tubes. Stephen tells Anna of his history with Martin. He also admits to drinking before operating on Martin's father. Martin calls Anna and over the phone tells Kim to stand up, which she does. When he hangs up, she collapses again. Anna confronts Martin about forcing her children to suffer for Stephen's mistake. Martin replies it is justice to him since he believes Stephen killed his father. Eventually, Kim and Bob are sent home. After Anna chastises Stephen for his passive way of dealing with the situation, Stephen kidnaps Martin and ties him up in his basement. He beats Martin and shoots him in the leg, but Martin is not intimidated. Martin bites Stephen's arm as well as his own arm. The children argue over whom their father will kill and try to curry his favor. Stephen asks the school principal which of his children is best. The principal tells Stephen that Bob excels in maths and sciences. Kim strives in literature and history, citing her excellent essay on Iphigenia. But at the end he says it is impossible to point out the best. Back home, Anna tends to Martin's wounds and brings the children to see him but fails to elicit any sympathy. She then tells Stephen that he should kill one of the children, not her, because she can have another child. Kim fails to persuade Martin to heal her so they can run away together and then tells Stephen how much she loves her family and offers her life to save theirs. Finally, hopeless, Anna releases Martin. When Bob begins bleeding from his eyes, which Martin said would happen a few hours before death, Stephen places him, Kim, and Anna in a circle, bound with duct tape, and covers their heads. Stephen pulls a woolen hat over his face, spins around, and repeatedly fires a rifle. He narrowly misses Kim and Anna, but the third shot kills Bob. Some time later, Martin, his face still somewhat bruised, enters the diner where he and Stephen used to meet. The remaining Murphys are inside and promptly leave.